So what Selfistry does is it seeks to integrate the soma with the psyche, with the spirit, right? And there's an opportunity to do that. It's quite a remarkable integrative somatic practice because it's so open and free, and yet there is structure. It really helps people uncover lost parts of themselves. It is an inside-out approach. What the outside does is it creates a container for the inside to emerge. And that's exactly what happens. People ask me about what is this authentic self that you discover, and I say you don't discover it. It emerges in the process of making space for it. It's already here. The three elements, or the three realms that are the foundation of Selfistry are: one, our human realm, which includes our physical, emotional, psychological, and even spiritual way of life, which extends out to our relationships, our work, and our service in the world. The second realm is divinity, or the mystery, or the void, or our essence, by whatever name. So whatever divinity is to you, that's the realm that we work with and explore in Selfistry as the second realm. And the third realm is what I call the witness, or self-awareness. And that is our capacity to actually be aware of ourselves and of our surroundings. This capacity to step back and observe ourselves, to witness ourselves without dissociating, is a huge developmental and potentially evolutionary leap in human beingness. It's quite profound. What happens is you enter a room, a physical space, could be a yoga studio, a dance studio, or a dojo, and in that physical space are the three realms. So there's a realm for movement, which is your humanity. There's a realm for stillness, which is your divinity. And then the periphery of the room is always the witness space, where we have the opportunity to step back and differentiate and witness both our human self and our divine self, if you will. And what we do is we take our body, our nervous system, not just our cognitive understanding, we take our body into those three realms and explore. I intentionally try to keep it simple, but keep the realms distinct, because that quality of self-discovery I see in the work that I've done in my own being is essential. We have a tendency to want to be told what to do or how to be. And what Selfistry does is it gives us the opportunity in a safe environment to inquire and to discover. And it's really magical what happens in the somatic practice. The answer is both. We come into the practice in community, but when we actually enact the process of exploring those three realms, we do it alone, we do it solo. What we're trying to do is really know ourselves essentially first, and from there relate to the other. So that's the orientation of Selfistry, which is why it's about the self. However, what I like to say to people is, though you're doing it alone, you're doing it alone together. And the relating happens in the practice and in the community from a much more authentic and sovereign place. So there's less leaning into wanting to please others or do it right or get attention or look good, and more leaning back into, what am I really moved to do or say or feel right now? And I have full permission to experience myself and see what's there. Selfistry provides an opportunity for you to become yourself, regardless of what gender you are, how you gender identify, what sexual orientation you are, how old you are, what language you speak. I teach Selfistry in Poland to Polish-speaking people, in Berlin to German-speaking people. I've taught in London and in Amsterdam and in Mexico. So this really is because we live in a time where globalization is really what we're up against, and we're really facing the fact that we're all actually human. And so what Selfistry does is it provides a community where we can all sustain our diversity and yet be intimately connected and supportive to one another.